respected Mahasangha, respected Honorable First Lady of Armenia. We are very honored this evening here at the Hungdao Buddhist Temple to welcome First Lady of Armenia to visit our temple. This is a great honor, and we are very grateful to be here with our members, our teachers here, Most Venerable Ratanakuna, the abbot of this temple, and also my teacher. And he's the vice president of the Theravada Buddhist Sangha in the United States. And these are the venerable monks who want us for peace. Can we adjust this? And then over there we have our nun Yanika, which is the coordinator of coordinators of the Walk for Peace. And this is Dr. Antron, which is the mayor of the city mayor. He's our board member as well at the temple. And the first lady of his wife. And we have our members here and our team Walk for Peace. We are welcoming you here today. We are very honored and grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's my turn. Yeah.
It's good.
It's okay. I can. Honorable teacher, Venerable Reverend Anakara, I came to meet you in person to express my heartfelt gratitude for the initiative of Walk for Peace, a sacred journey that speaks to the very soul of our wounded world. In times marked by conflicts, wars, and division, such a testimony of faith, compassion, and moral courage is not only admirable, but more than essential. I spent 24 hours in the air to come here and meet you, and I will spend the same 24 hours to return. Yet, during that time, one thought accompanied me constantly. What an issue is to sit in comfort and cross distance by air when you and your fellow 24 monks spend 112 days walking across 2,300 miles for peace and for all of us. Your walk is not only a physical journey. It is a moral and spiritual reminder that peace requires consistency, faith, patience, and courage. Your footsteps touch millions of hearts around the world and speak louder and more compassionately and sincerely than many words and ideas expressed in declarations and announcements worldwide. For more than 30 years, my country has lived through crucial and painful conflict. When the bells of war were ringing again in our region several years ago, I launched the Women for Peace initiative, rooted in the belief that women's voices can nurture understanding and soften conflict by moving war from the battlefield to the table, to dialogue, intellect, logic, and negotiations, where things can be solved without violence, pain, and victims. That effort remained unfinished. And I must speak honestly to you today. I often feel that it was me who failed, that it was me who was not persistent enough, not consistent enough, not peaceful and steadfast enough to convince others and change the course of events. And that is why, in my continuous search for the true foundation of peace, I believe that I must also seek for those who advocate for peace and carry it forward. I feel a moral responsibility to shake hands, to listen, and to share thoughts on finding peace within ourselves, with everyone who reflects our common search for peace and the values of shared humanity. I deeply believe that all who walk the path of peace, regardless of religion, race, affiliation, or nationality, must come together. Only when our voices unite will they be strong enough to bring change. And only then will the world truly heal. For this reason, I traveled all this way to unite my voice with yours. And I invite every single individual who shares these value and vision to speak out openly and declare about herself or himself. Today we see initiatives for ending wars and bringing peace in different parts of the world, but unfortunately we also see how different groups of people and institutions refuse to join these initiatives because of various interests, calculations of power, and political issues. But in initiatives like yours, which are not based on politics or gain, nothing should keep any individual at distance, because it is about pure humanness, righteousness, compassion, and faith. In my opinion, the reason for continuous conflicts, war, and violence in our world is that people do not truly believe in peace as a lived reality. They see it as distant, unreachable, and impossible to implement, an illusion rather than a choice. Yet your work powerfully proves the opposite, that every human heart can become a step toward peace when it chooses to walk bravely and gently. Though peace is not something that is achieved once and for all, it must be lived step by step, day by day. The fact that peace is not an illusion has been proved recently in the ending of our long-lasting conflict by the efforts of leaders who believed in peace and reached a historical and unprecedented peace agreement. Today, our collective responsibility is to nurture and protect the peace we have earned with love, resilience, and care, so that we may pass on the future generations not a fragile pause in conflict, but a sustainable and lasting peace. And my supreme desire and real life dream are that other leaders will be inspired by the aforementioned example and will adopt as their highest priority values rooted in humaneness, righteousness, and virtue, in order to create an environment of peaceful coexistence for humanity, which in the end is their main task. Once again, I thank you forever and ever for your humility, your endurance and patience, your moral and inner strength, your loving awareness, and above all, your faith in humanity and in a peaceful, healing world. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Listen to all these words. We're very honored. This war for peace It's all started out with me seeing a lot of sufferings around. In this temple alone, during the pandemic, we help a lot of people around here in these communities. Food every week for 2 years. And then future generation, which is teenagers, students, keep coming to this temple to practice mindfulness and learn more about our religions. And a lot of them also come to seek for guidance, how to overcome anxiety and depressions. Teenagers now, as students, they suffer a lot because of all the stress and anxiety and things like that in their studying life and family issues. And so I have encountered that along with my teacher many times, many people. And then I also travel, right? I travel also to Uganda, Africa, to do disaster relief and help orphanage over there as well. And by traveling around, I keep seeing more and more people that really need help. And for that reason, I just asking myself, I keep on questioning myself that what can I do to help? Because this life, it doesn't have to be like this. All people deserve better than, in this chaos world. And so, but why and how come people are struggling so much? Not talking about materialities, but mentally, people struggle. And I went to prison to teach mindfulness as well by seeing many people in there that they can't even have a peaceful moment for themselves. And they can't stay still. Their minds is just wandering around and around all the time. That even one session with me, they cannot stay still. And I keep on asking myself, then what can a Buddhist monk do to help this country and around the world? This country alone, where I live and who I encounter, associate with, I know that there will be a lot more out there. Right? And many other countries too, now that faces a lot of problems, conflicts and war and things like that. And as a Buddhist monk, I don't know what to do. Even though I wanted to help so much. And then from there, I just keep thinking about taking a walk to raise the awareness to the people. And at the beginning, it's just a small amount of number of people joining and seeing us that they don't even know that monks exist in Texas, in United States. And then after that, everything just changed. And people start to know more about it. They come out to support this Walk for Peace. We, along with all the monks, the team, walking daily, every day like that, trying to achieve our goal, trying to raise this awareness to as many souls as possible, many people as possible. And then my teachers are always behind us to support us for everything, while our team is walking day and sometimes 10 p.m. we still walk. But somehow the people still, waiting for us to come and listen to the talk, even though it's really late. That tells me that this is something that people really needs because they have their life, they've gone through so many challenges, so many things, even though they want to have a peaceful life, but they don't know where to start and how to start. After seeing us walking, this is something that is giving them hope to change, to do something new, to practice something new. And I am it's like I never expected you as a first lady in Armenia to know about this walk. And like at the beginning, I thought that when we walk, hopefully that there's a couple of people will welcome us and will see us walking, and hopefully they will stop, they will pause and stop for us, hoping that we will bring the awareness of peace to a certain amount of people, but not this much. It's out of our imagination and expectation. And now that knowing you coming all the way from your country to here, 24 hours of flying, and you going back soon to have a meeting, have a talk like this in our monastery, this is a great honor. It is a great honor for us. And as our Walk for Peace team, we didn't expect this as well. And some of our members already left and went back to the temple, but all these men or monks still here to wait for you. We were excited to wait for you today, and our team, our members as well. And so knowing that your country also in many problems for a long time, and you also trying to get that resolved, because that's why you have the foundation, Peace Foundations, trying to get everything and helping the people. Now that we have the same goal, same dream, to bring peace to this, to the people, to the world. So listening to your sharing is also giving me a lot of thinking that is there anything else that all the venerable monks that could do for the better, for this nation and for the world? Because peace is for all humans, for all beings, not just in this nation, not just one country, right? And so after the walk, we receive a lot of questions and concern from the people. What are we going to do next? What is our next step? As people expect that we will continue walking and so on and so on. And we've been receiving a lot of invitations from different countries as well. And so at this time, I always share when people ask during the talk as well, let us finish the Washington DC first. And I heard that your schedule was at the Embassy Road to see us as well, but somehow your schedule conflicts, so you couldn't meet us in Washington DC. That's why you have to flew all the way from DC to here yesterday. So it's a great honor.
Thank you. Thank you. May I answer?
Yes.
There is a profound beauty in the way different paths can intersect in this vast, unpredictable world, bringing together souls who might otherwise never cross paths, united by a singular, beating desire for a gentler earth. Imagine, for a moment, a humble Buddhist temple nestled in the quiet stretches of Texas, becoming the sudden meeting ground for a meditating monk and a visiting First Lady from the distant nation of Armenia. One has spent months placing his feet deliberately upon the earth, walking across the vast American landscape for 112 days. The other has spent 24 hours in the air, traversing time zones and oceans, carrying the heavy, hopeful heart of a leader whose homeland has known the deep, lingering aches of conflict. They arrive at the same quiet room not to negotiate political treaties or draft global declarations, but to sit together in the shared, simple vulnerability of being human. This meeting is a powerful reminder that the yearning for peace is not bound by geography, religion, or title. It is a universal heartbeat. When we strip away the complexities of our daily lives, our national identities, and our varied histories, we find that we are all walking the same dusty road, searching for a place to rest our weary minds and a way to heal the world around us. Their encounter invites us to pause, to take a deep, settling breath, and to ask ourselves how we, in our own corners of the world, might also embark on a journey toward healing. To understand the necessity of this journey, we must first be courageous enough to look honestly at the weight of the world we currently inhabit. The monk, in his quiet reflections, speaks of a profound and pervasive suffering that stretches far beyond the boundaries of any war zone, seeping into the very fabric of our modern, everyday lives. He speaks of the pandemic years, of handing out food week after week to a struggling community, and of looking into the eyes of teenagers carrying the crushing burdens of anxiety, stress, and familial discord. He speaks of visiting prisons, sitting with individuals whose minds are caught in such relentless storms of regret and restless wandering that they cannot find even a single second of stillness. This is the quiet crisis of our time. We live in a world that is spinning faster than our hearts can keep up with. We are constantly connected, yet so many of us feel profoundly alone. We are overstimulated, overwhelmed, and mentally exhausted. Our minds have become wandering nomads, constantly replaying the pains of the past or anxiously rehearsing the uncertainties of the future. We struggle to sit still with ourselves because the noise inside our own heads has become too loud to bear. This invisible suffering, this lack of inner refuge, is the breeding ground for the larger conflicts we see in the world. When we are at war with our own minds, when we cannot find a moment of peace within our own skin, it becomes effortlessly easy to project that unrest out into our homes, our communities, and our societies. Yet, there is an antidote to this restless wandering, a gentle sanctuary available to every single one of us, quietly waiting just beneath the noise. It is the practice of mindfulness, the simple, radical act of coming home to the present moment. When the monk saw the deep mental struggles of the youth and the prisoners, he recognized that before we can heal the world, we must first learn how to inhabit our own lives. Mindfulness is not about emptying the mind or forcing ourselves to feel a false sense of bliss. Rather, it is about dropping an anchor in the storm. Imagine your mind as the surface of the ocean during a tempest, waves of thought, emotion, and worry crashing wildly against one another. Mindfulness invites us to gently sink beneath those chaotic waves, descending into the deep, quiet waters of the present moment. We do this by simply returning to the breath, feeling the rise and fall of our own chest, and acknowledging that right here, right now, in this exact second, we are okay. When we learn to stay still, even for just a few moments a day, we begin to carve out a small clearing of peace within ourselves. We learn to observe our anxious thoughts without being completely consumed by them. This inner sanctuary is the greatest gift we can give to a chaotic world. When we heal the fractures within our own attention, we cultivate a deep, grounded presence that naturally radiates outward, offering a sense of calm and safety to everyone we encounter. Building this sanctuary, however, requires a profound and quiet courage, a willingness to keep showing up even when the path feels unimaginably long. This is beautifully mirrored in the physical reality of the monk's pilgrimage, a grueling, 2,300-mile walk across the country. It was a journey undertaken step by step, enduring the blistering sun, the fatigue, and sometimes walking late into the dark hours of the night. True peace, whether it is the peace we cultivate within our own minds or the peace we seek to build in the world, is never achieved overnight. It is an endurance practice. It requires consistency, patience, and a steadfast faith that our small, daily efforts matter. In our fast-paced culture, we are often conditioned to expect immediate results, quick fixes, and instant gratification. But the work of healing is slow and unglamorous. It is the quiet discipline of choosing a gentle response when we are tempted to snap in anger. It is the dedication to sit and breathe for 10 minutes every morning, even when our minds are furiously resisting. The walk for peace reminds us that we do not have to leap across the finish line, we only have to take the very next step. Every time we choose compassion over judgment, every time we choose to pause rather than react, we are placing our feet on the path. And just like the monks walking into the night, we must be willing to keep stepping forward, trusting that the dawn will eventually break. Even with the deepest dedication, there will be times when our steps falter, when we feel the crushing weight of our own limitations. This tender reality was spoken aloud by the First Lady, who, with breathtaking vulnerability, shared the grief of her own unfinished efforts to bring women together to soften the edges of war. She spoke of the haunting feeling of failure, the heavy, lingering doubt that perhaps she had not been persistent enough, or peaceful enough, to change the course of devastating events. How deeply this resonates with the human experience. We all carry the quiet aches of our perceived failures. We look at the broken relationships in our lives, the moments we lost our temper, the times we could not protect the people we love, or the sheer, overwhelming state of the world, and we feel hopelessly inadequate. From a mindfulness perspective, these feelings of failure are not signs of defeat. They are invitations for profound self-compassion. To care so deeply that your heart breaks when peace is not achieved is a testament to the immense beauty of your spirit. When we embrace our broken edges, when we hold our own feelings of inadequacy with the same warmth and tenderness we would offer a dear friend, we transform our grief into resilience. It is exactly through acknowledging our shared human fragility that we find the deepest connection to one another. We are all trying, we are all stumbling, and we are all profoundly worthy of grace on this difficult journey. This grace empowers us to reclaim peace from the realm of the impossible, pulling it down from the high shelves of political idealism and planting it firmly in the soil of our everyday reality. It is a tragic illusion to believe that peace is a distant, unreachable utopia, a responsibility belonging only to diplomats, institutions, or enlightened saints. When we view peace as an abstract concept, we inadvertently strip ourselves of our own agency. The truth is, the foundation of a peaceful world is built upon the very ordinary, seemingly insignificant choices we make every single day. It is about pure humanness. It is about how we speak to our partner when we are exhausted. It is about whether we offer a genuine smile to the cashier at the grocery store, or how we hold space for a teenager who is drowning in anxiety. It is the refusal to engage in petty divisions and the choice to look for the fundamental goodness in the person sitting across from us, regardless of their background or beliefs. The monks walking down the highway proved that peace is a lived reality, something that must be embodied in our physical actions. We do not need a grand platform or a global initiative to be peacemakers. We only need the willingness to make our own homes, our own workplaces, and our own hearts zones of non-violence and loving awareness. Ultimately, this daily, lived commitment to peace creates a magnificent ripple effect that transcends all borders, reminding us of the undeniable interconnectedness of the human family. When a group of monks walks through Texas, a leader in Armenia feels the echo of their footsteps, and when she travels across the globe to unite her voice with theirs, the resonance is felt by everyone in the room, and now, by you reading these words. We are not isolated islands. The energy we cultivate within ourselves inevitably touches the shores of everyone we meet. If we truly want to honor the sacredness of this life, if we want to leave behind a sustainable and lasting legacy for the generations that will follow, we must begin by cherishing this very moment. I invite you to step into your own beautiful journey of peace today. You do not need to walk 2,000 miles, but you can choose to walk gently through your own life. Take a breath. Forgive yourself for your stumbles. Look at the people around you with fresh, compassionate eyes, recognizing that they, too, are carrying invisible burdens. Let us commit to being the calm in the storm for one another, trusting that when we heal our own hearts, we are slowly, quietly, and miraculously healing the world.